All right, so apparently we lost the live feed. You only get a little bit amount of time, so we went ahead and restarted it. So now we have plenty of time. And so we were actually, I think we were talking about Blood Junkies when we lost everybody. So let's pick back up on that. So lyrically, Brett, what was the inspiration for Blood Junkies? What's it about? I mean, the artwork is fantastic. Like, talk about any of that.
Yeah, Mark, on that. Well, I mean, it's your typical, the vampire that is, stalking his victims, but going for the people that he feels are unworthy of living, as opposed to going for the innocent victims, just the typical vampire story you see in so many movies. But one of the fun, little lyric tags in that one I thought was fun was little tribute to Tom Petty with the, walking through the valley down Ventura Boulevard, which, all the vampires walking through the valley go west down Ventura Boulevard. Like, I don't even know if any of you guys caught that. I remember bringing it up to one of you guys and just being like, oh my God, I didn't even put two and two together. So I thought that was a cool little, nod to Mr. Petty,
Yeah, and we just lost him last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, what a bummer, man. And it's shocking too, because it wasn't even like, wasn't as huge of a deal as I think it should have been, man. That guy was iconic and just so epic. So
yeah, for sure. Absolutely. All right, cool. Well, I mean, hopefully everybody was able to log back in. It looks like we're slowly building the numbers back up again. Sorry, you guys. They only give you about what felt like 45 minutes to an hour of a feed.
Weird, man.
Yeah, and then it just cuts out. So we're starting over again. But the good news is that gives us a little bit extra time towards the end now to keep hanging out. Because, I mean, what else are you going to do on a quarantine Friday night, right? This is it, man. This is really hanging out at a party with everybody and being able to kind of communicate as best we can.
And it's amazing to get your guys' feedback just real time, and really appreciate all the fans who have been with us day one, and even the new fans. We love them all, and it's awesome to talk to you guys.
Yeah, so many of the same names I constantly see just like showing this band support, and it's just always so appreciated. Like, so kick-ass that you guys do that for us.
All right, so let's move on to the next one. And I believe the next one is Charcoal Valentine, which is perfect since Valentine's Day is Sunday. So, and it's crazy because we keep releasing our albums in February because nothing says Valentine's Day like Twilight Creeps, right?
Right. Yeah. That's how we're going to market it.
That's right.
That yeah.
All right.
Substantial buzz,
I was still
Right.
muted.
All right, Shane. So what was the inspiration for the lyrics behind that one?
This one, I just went, I went simple in the sense it was the first song I had written lyrically from start to finish in a really long time. So I wanted to, it's a bit personal, but it was also taking from a traditional sense of a relationship that you just cannot get out of. And that is not healthy anymore. As much as you care about each other, it's just not working. And so I'm trying to see if we got kicked out again. No, we didn't. Okay, good. So that was pretty much the way I wanted to do it. Charcoal Valentine, even though at first it was Bloody Valentine. But Charcoal Valentine was just kind of my switch off to making it make a little bit more sense, in a way, a little bit more insensitive, and to reacting to a little more dead inside, and to reacting to things. And yeah, now we're releasing it around Valentine's Day, which was not the plan. So I think that's pretty cool, and a little bit of irony there. But yeah, it was fun. It was very, very much fun to get that down. And I kind of gave the bridge to the breakdown to Jason, and he kind of really made something into that with that awesome solo that he put in there that I would never have been able to think of on my own. That's for sure.
They call me the Bridge Master.
Jay, you're muted, buddy.
Hey, you're still muted.
What the? Damn it.
Has he figured that one out?
They call me the Bridge Master. You got to pay the toll to cross the bridge.
You know what I was thinking about today, speaking of Valentine's? Do you guys remember, I mean, I know you guys, some of you have to remember. Do you remember back in school when we used to do the Valentine's as little kids? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you buy the Valentines in the store, and then and everybody would make their little mailboxes, and you'd go and you'd give them at everybody's desks.
Yeah, I'm pretty much forced to. Like I remember being forced to.
Or remember Candygrams, Kevin Jones? We had Candygrams at our school.
Is that those little heart lollipops that you would send to everybody?
Yeah, it was like this thing you would go and like pay $1 and they'd like send like a Valentine with like a lollipop to whoever you wanted to send it to, like during the first period of class in middle school or something like that.
Yeah, Valentine's Day, man. Wow, what a racket.
Yeah, that was the thing. I felt like you were pressured into a lot of that. And then some people got 1 million Valentines, and then someone did. Someone got like, it's just very depressing.
It's like social media. It's a big popularity contest.
Do you write on the back of every single one of those Valentines like a special, or do you just write, "Dear, Ted, here, Happy Valentine's Day"? You know, I mean, where you just...
Right? Do you like me? Yes or no? And then you write. You write in your own. You write in maybe. You write in your own box maybe.
That's right. That's right. All right, so let's move on to the next one, which is Sunset 89. Go ahead and cue that up, Jay.
Yep.
All right.
Like
So
that ending.
yeah, so let's talk about that one lyrically. Brett, what's that one about?
So once again, just submerged in the whole entire world of that 80s metal scene. Like I've been reading so many books because there's just nothing to do. So I mean, I just went through, I reread The Dirt and I reread, the Heroin Diaries and just other, Skid Row's, Sebastian Bach's book. So I don't know. I kind of created this fictional character in my head, this, the queen of the LA, strip or whatever, that's just, crazy about a band and thinks that she's, the top shit or whatever. And, that's pretty much what the song's about. They used to use a term called Krell, which is for cocaine. That was their like little, code or whatever. And that was such a popular thing, for everybody back then. So that's the tagline on that whole Krell thing. Most people wouldn't know what that is. But yeah, just a fun little fictional story, I guess.
And why 89? Just out of curiosity.
Completely random. Just wanted a cool, something. Was it 89? Is it 89? Yeah, I guess it is.
It was going to be Sunset 1989.
It's not 29.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like the date, but that's kind of when things were peaking, I guess, and then it very much started taking that dive in the early 90s, which is sad because that's when like Slaughter came out and Slaughter was rad, totally underrated. And then, yeah, Nirvana just came and killed everybody. So
Nirvana killed that whole scene, Brett.
I've got a question for you guys because I've heard this a couple ways. Is Nirvana a punk band? Like,
I think so.
Do you see them as a punk band, or are they grunge? Are they the start of that new?
Punk, but see, punk is an attitude, right?
Yeah,
All
that's
the
true.
time.
Yeah, that's true.
They are 100% punk with attitude. They couldn't be more punk, when it comes to that. Was it Territorial Pissings? Like, there's so many songs that they had that were just so like technically, that route. But yeah, they had a look and they started this kind of whole thing amongst other bands too. They were just the most popular one and it just kind of went from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was just that whole Seattle movement just completely, just
Right.
a ball. And it's so sad too, because it went from being, fun and partying, which, it was also out of control. And, all of those bands were just complete and total assholes. But it went from good times to let's all be depressed, and it's kind of gone
180, you're right.
Yeah, it's
What's
kind of gone
crazy is-
downhill ever since that. And everybody kind of forgot how to have fun. And then here we are, in this current state of, just like, unhappiness, unfortunately.
I completely agree, Brett. To that point, we're getting multiple requests for Twilight Creeps Light Bright t-shirts.
Hell yeah. Once again, this stream is brought to you by the good people at Light Bright.
There you go. Just like that. That's our mascot.
We also
I
got
have been burned twice already, so it's
we
great.
got Teddy Ruxpin here as well, who
Yay! You could hit Teddy's
you can see
Twilight
those
Creep.
commercials back to back in the day. Most people probably don't even know what this thing is, but if you put like, a Danzig tape in his, back in his butt, he'll sing Danzig for you.
That'd be amazing. Please do.
All right, so we're on our last song, which is Meteor
Yeah.
Shit, right?
Oh, this is a good one.
For the record,
Oh,
my
yeah.
favorite on
This
the
is our
album.
intellectual song, so the lyrics are really sophisticated.
Deep. A lot of thought.
Voluminous.
Think B-52s. For no reason, I hear B-52s.
Yeah, and the guitars a little bit. Yeah,
I don't know. I hear Descendants in this one.
yeah, that too, big time.
You.
Okay, so I have to ask, those screams, the laughs, like who was that? Because that was incredible.
And that was me losing my fucking mind in my bathroom.
Wait, did he know you were? Did you know he was recording you, or was that just
think
you
so.
in the
Did you-
bathroom?
I think I just kind of said like, hit record. I have an idea.
Dude, I just let it roll, man. With Brett, you never know. So I always have the tape rolling with him. Well, not tape, but we have hard disks these days. But I always roll with him because you never know what gold he's going to shit out of himself.
But yeah,
that-
Shane needed a lozenge after that one. I needed a Xanax.
Very calm.
you guys killed it on that track. That is such a punk rock track. I love that one.
I love that
what's it
song,
about?
guys.
And what is Meteor shit, Brett? What is Meteor shit?
So that's Creep Show, and that's the Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill, I think it was called. It was the dope one with Stephen King, you know, like the redneck Stephen King one. That was always my favorite, you know,
Cameo.
Creep Show short. So
Right, and he goes out and he finds the meteor and he like touches it and it starts going like this grass all over his body.
exactly, and he touches it and he says meteor shit, you know, and
That's
it was
right.
a huge inspiration to me. It's been my whole entire life, and this is the song that we put the most, you know, into lyrically, I think.
Well, and the lyrics when you know, I mean, the chorus is phenomenal because you're basically repeating Jordy Lunkhead or no Jordy Verrill, you're a lunkhead, right?
And
then the other way around.
It.
Don't forget.
And then you just
Which
reverse it.
basically wrote itself, because if you watch the short, you know, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Dude,
That
Creep
is
Show-
genius, man. I just gotta say, it's absolute gold. I love this song.
Yeah, no.
There's an encore right there.
And
What are you
Shane,
open with that?
your
Yeah.
voice is killer on this, man.
Yeah,
Someone mentioned that
Well-
Germs vibe, Darby Crash, like that's a killer song for you to really show your voice on.
That was a
Shred
lot
your
of
voice
fun,
on.
but I definitely didn't know. I was just like, it was definitely experimental. It's like Brett and Jason just threw me in there and they're like, okay, try it. Okay, no, that's good. Or that's not good. And then it was
that
put together.
that ender that you threw out there, like, so unexpectedly too. That was a highlight for me.
Tried to get a little metal there, man.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah, I think we all went from 6 to midnight after you did that part, Shane.
it's just
Well, and
midnight.
what was cool is, you know, I remember Brett bringing this song, you know, to the studio, and he's like, "Hey guys, I wrote this song, check it out." And he played it for us, and we were all just like, "What? Wait, play that again. That was cool." And we started playing it. Yeah, that was cool. And so yeah, that was the album. And you know, this is the third one. And so now I guess we're gonna open it up to you guys. If you have any questions for anybody in particular about the album or any of the lyrics or whatever, go ahead and shoot them in the IG chat, and we'll try to respond as many as we can for as long as we want to go, until we all get tired.
Yeah, exactly. So we get kicked off on this one.
Yeah, until they boot us again.
Putting the light right down because it's getting hot.
You know, and I heard those things burn people's houses down, and that's why they stopped making them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now the thing is, Shane,
Creepy
was
crawlers.
that on there when you bought it, or did you put that clown on there?
I put the clown on there. I had to do the clown.
You had to do the clown. I mean, the clown was from the commercial. Of course, you had to do the clown.
That's how they advertise it. Oh, I'll go get the box.
The box was like rad, dude. All of the toy boxes back then, just the like white cardboard boxes with just like the paper, you know, the paper prints on them. Those were just so like cool looking back in the day.
Absolutely. All right, so it looks like I'll have to wait for Shane to come back.
He's back.
All right, hey, that's the box right there.
There you go.
Oh, not you got the
That-
box.
dude, that is the box. That is the original
Yeah,
box.
That box is so large for some stupid,
Yeah.
shitty old toy.
Well, the best part about it, it also
Who in
says
this
that-
group did? Okay, who
That
owns
thing
the
looks like
light bright?
Christmas to me, man.
Brett, did you own one?
Oh, I own multiple ones. Yeah,
Matt, did you own one?
Oh,
I was a
absolutely.
child of the '80s.
Jason, did you own one?
A light bright?
Yes.
Honestly, don't recall.
Somehow I knew that was the answer, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the questions that came in was for Shane, and I'm just gonna get your name wrong. Are you planning to get more tattoos, Shane? What are your tattoo plans for the future?
I mean, probably, but I don't know what they're going to be, so that's why I'm not getting any yet. You got to be a little inspired before you do that. I guess you don't have to, but I'd rather be inspired before I do that. But I'm sure I will.
All right. And then Lollipop Ninja asks that if we could do the soundtrack for any horror movie or franchise, what would it be?
Whoa.
Oof, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Love to have gotten a song on Halloween.
Well, it better be guitar heavy driven because it's pretty hard for us to do the keyboard.
Right. A
You
lot of
guys, I'm
stuff
saying
score.
what was that?
A lot of times it's score in horror movies, so sometimes it's a little difficult. Like when you get a cool,
Well, dude, Dokken did Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, you got to have that, like,
right,
you know,
Return of the Living
that
Dead.
metal song somewhere in it, you know.
Yeah,
Well,
Return of the
Dickies
Living
did,
Dead.
Killer Clowns.
I was gonna say that was gonna be mine. Return of the Living Dead would be dope.
Sure, but a lot of them are Hereditary is not gonna pull that out.
If
Okay.
It Follows has a sequel, I think we've already got it, guys.
Yeah, or at least during the credits. That's how you get it.
Yeah.
You can have the score, but you just hit it during the credits.
All right. So Kimberly Lynn 815 asks, how old were each of you when you joined your first band, and what kind of music was it?
Oh.
Oh, is that for all of us?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was 18 in a garage, literally living in a garage. And my first band was Average Joe with my buddy Ben Gould, who you guys know, and this guy named Ross, and then
Ross
Jerry.
Geller?
No,
There's a guy named Ross in Average Joe.
Well, we never played a gig. All we did is practice songs that Ben and I wrote. And then and we met Jerry, and then Jerry, it was much better. And then we started playing shows. Yeah. So 19, I guess.
I guess I'll go since I'm on the next cube over here. I think I was early 20s. I don't remember exact age, but the first band I joined was called Mr. Furley. They're actually still around and they still play. I mean, those guys, I don't think they'll ever quit, but
Such a good band name.
yeah, I mean, it was a pretty awesome band name.
What about you, Jay?
So, I mean, I've been playing in bands since I was 13. One of my earliest gigging bands, I was in two, Some Assembly Required, which is straight ahead rock, and then Milgram's Pilgrims, which is a college band. So starting at age 17, I started gigging, basically. I was in bars and whatnot 4 years before I was supposed to be. And the other one was Milgram's Pilgrims, which was named after Stanley Milgram, who did that psychiatric experiment where he tried to see if someone would press a button to the point of death on the other side of the room. And that band was really fun, man. I remember the greatest days of college was seeing someone wearing our shirt that I didn't know. I thought, man, we've made it. That was it. That was some of it was mostly rock, a little punk though in there for sure, and it was a lot of fun.
Brett?
So I played in a few bands that like never left the rehearsal space, but my first show with a band was at an ice skating rink, and the band was called Call 263 with Tony Kim, who was also in a couple other bands with us back in the day. Me and Matt were in a band with him called Lunar Fiction back in the day.
Lunar.
But yeah, that was the first, band that I was in that we actually performed.
Yeah, and for me, I was in this band, The Middle, that I started right out of. Well, I wouldn't say right out of high school. I mean, I was 21, I think, which is definitely not right out of high school. But it was like a 3-piece wannabe Blink-182 project. But that's how I met Brett. We were in the rehearsal studio, and Brett was working there. Sound Arena, good old Sound Arena, old school.
Sound Arena.
Should we all talk about where we met Brett? It was a dark alley, about 3 a.m.
Yep.
Yeah. That sounds about right for everyone, I think.
So we have a question.
That's where I hold all of my meetings.
So there's a question for Brett. Kevin Jones asks, can we have beer and barbecue chicken soon?
Yeah, absolutely. But he has to bring his dog Donuts. That's the only way that'll do it.
Wait, he has a dog named Donuts?
Dog named Donuts.
That sounds like a pretty good plan.
I'll bring my dog.
I'll host, but he's got to bring the pup.
Sounds good.
I'll bring my dog.
All right. Lollipop Ninja asks, what is the recent worst horror movie that you've ever watched? recent worst, I guess. What's a recent bad horror movie that you've seen recently?
Actually, yeah, it does.
But the bad ones are the good ones.
That's what I'm saying.
That-
Like,
that's-
I'm trying to think, like, what's a bad good one? What's a yeah, that's a tough one.
I mean, I liked Hereditary. I didn't really like Midsommar. You know,
Midsummer was
I
good.
like
I
Midsummer.
thought Midsummer was dope.
Dude,
I like
Midsummer
it.
is like the closest like on point visual
Oh,
thing
yeah.
I've ever seen of LSD. Like
The
that is an
problem
LSD
with
Sure.
the problem
complete.
with the
You can't.
movie
I
is
mean,
there was no
spot on.
surprises. It was literally.
I
yeah,
get it,
That's
though.
exactly what
That's
I
true.
expected to have happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked that
But
movie.
it didn't mean I thought it was bad. It just wasn't. Wasn't
There's
as
almost no darkness in the whole movie, which is so cool, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
That's-
absolutely. I mean, the juxtaposition of actual horror and like sunshine, you just don't see very
Yeah,
often.
it's-
I liked Spree a lot. Spree was cool. Like that was one of the more recent ones that I saw. I could see how people might not dig it, but it was like with Steve from Stranger Things, and he was like an Uber driver, and he goes on like a killing spree, like to get
I didn't-
followers on the internet. Like that was kind of
That's
Really.
that was an interesting flick. I dug it.
That's kind of dope. Wait, what about that movie? I guess it's not a horror movie. What's that movie that Nicolas Cage did with the troll that
The Cheddar Goblin.
yeah, the Cheddar
That's
Goblin.
That's the only good part about that movie for me. Like I get it, it's very artsy, but like yeah, that Cheddar Goblin thing was just
What was it called?
pure gold. What is it? Mandy?
What was it called?
Yeah, Mandy.
Yeah.
Dude, I think
I thought
Cheddar
you said it
Goblin
was
would be a
called the
sweet
Cheddar
name
Goblin.
for a band, I'll tell you that much.
That would be a good name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
There's
so
a song, right?
the Green Wild Witch asks, what are your interests or hobbies outside of music? Like, what else do you do for fun?
Masturbate.
Whoa.
Oh wait.
I got into photography for a while. I got into that and multiple other strange little ventures. You guys all know that I go on my weird little kicks with hobbies.
I mean, I don't know. For me, writing, I guess, with acting and music, it's a bit difficult to have. I mean, I'd love to say video games, but I don't play them enough.
That's my new hobby. I've been playing video games a lot. I used to mountain bike a lot. That was my big hobby, but now I just sit on the couch because of pandemic, and play video games. What else are you gonna do? And record music from time to time.
I did turn the light right off. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Matt, I started paddleboarding, as you know, during the pandemic. There's no better way to social distance than to get out there in the water, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, you're right there.
I'm right there.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, the doctor's house is right there next to the beach, and
Well,
it's fantastic.
You
If you
guys
didn't
are,
know,
you got to
we
come
don't-
down.
We don't call him the doctor for no reason. He actually is a doctor, so that's why
Right.
he's the doctor.
That's not what I do for fun, but that's what I do for
That's
fun.
all he does for fun. All right, and then we got a question. We actually had multiple questions about the first band you saw live, like your first concert.
Fishbone,
Oh,
Ooh.
Fishbone, fantastic band.
Portland, Oregon, is awesome, just awesome.
Midnight
Um,
Oil, Irvine Amphitheater.
Oh wow.
Mine was Steve Miller Band, Irvine Meadows, and
Irvine
then
Meadows.
quickly followed by like I think it was like the second or third Warped Tour ever at Irvine Meadows with like Sublime, No Doubt, No Effects, No Use for a Name. It was like it was pretty dope, man.
Dude, I
was
wanna
like
go to
my
that. That sounds
introduction to
awesome.
that world, and it changed from that point on.
My first one was, believe it or not, a Lollapalooza.
Wow, that's a good
It
gig.
was I went from not seeing anything to Green Day opening Lollapalooza and Smashing Pumpkins closing. It was right when Green Day was starting to blow up from Dookie.
That's crazy.
Beastie Boys played, and Cypress Hill, and L7, and it was wild.
It's a good gig.
Yeah, actually, my first show was Green Day too. I remember, I think I was like 13 or something, and I went and saw them with this girl that I was hanging out with at the time.
Which album did they tour?
That was Dookie. Like it
Wow.
was right at the beginning, man. They were playing with God, what's the name of the band that
Yeah,
supported
who opened?
it was another Lookout Records band. The High Fives, I think. It was a sweet dude. It was such a cool show.
Remember the High Fives? Yeah. Someone just said first
New
concert
Kids
was
on the
Kids
Block, hell yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Ooh,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Just looking through. I mean, there's so many good questions. Any
First
new
show-
hobbies during the pandemic?
Any what?
Any new hobbies during the pandemic?
Masturbation.
Besides Jason, apparently.
I just discovered it. It's amazing.
I started
You're not on
cooking.
mute, Jason. You're actually, yeah.
Oh,
We're like, I believe it or not started cooking and tried to bake. I baked a couple of times and then I gave it up. That was all during March and April.
I've
So you were
delved,
cooking, Shane? That's rad.
I've
Huh?
delved more into like the guitar a lot and audiobooks. I've been like a complete and total audiobook addict.
I also found this, guys.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Shane,
played-
what is that?
Gibson
Oh.
beat up, just a beat up.
Oh, it's a Les Paul, yeah?
Nice.
sweet duct tape, bro.
Beauty.
Duct tape, broken strings. And I actually played this with you, Brett and Matt, maybe like once or twice. And then I gave up on it because it's heavy as fuck.
Shane, what about your other guitar? I think you spent 9 months of the pandemic working on that one.
I did work on this guy,
Yeah.
scraping this down. I scraped all the paint off because it was falling off. So we're gonna get some good stickers and we're gonna design this and make this good. So when we play live, it'll be a little more impressive.
Not only is Shane good looking, he's also like a carpenter on the side.
If I was a carpenter, I did a real bad job. I'll just put it that way. But it looks cool if you like, bad jobs.
All right. So a lot of questions asking whether or not we're going to go on tour soon. And obviously I'd be happy to play anywhere that, that wasn't quarantine. I don't think touring is going to happen anytime soon.
Unanswerable question for sure.
The second that we're able to play shows again, I mean, obviously all of us would jump at that opportunity. Our last show, we were just talking about our last show, actually. That was in Garden Grove with,
Here.
yeah, with
Fear.
Fear. That was an awesome
Yeah, look
One,
at
two,
Fear.
four, one, two, three, four.
That was a very cool experience. What do you got there?
So-
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
So one of my buddies who actually does print our shirts, he manages the band Fear, and this little tidbit is I actually mixed and mastered this little record that he made. So check it out. Actually, I don't even know if it's online. I think you want to buy it in a record format or a little. What are these? 7 inches? I don't know shit about records. 7 inch?
Oh, that's a cool thing too. I like it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, so I think we have time for one more question, and then we'll end it for the night. But the last question: who decided the name of the band? Where did Twilight Creeps come from? Where is that from?
Oh, that's me.
It's you.
Yeah, that is. Sorry, I'm trying to answer these questions as well. That is. I can't remember the name of the band now.
Crooked Fingers, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Crooked Finger. It's one of my, believe it or not, I forgot the name of the band, but it's one of my favorite tracks by them. And I was getting into them. Oh man, this is old now. This kind of even dates the band, even though we weren't playing. I was getting into them while I was doing the Kita in Toronto when I was finishing up on the show. Clearly, we have not been together that long. And that is what kind of stood out to me when Brett brought this idea up to Matt to do this kind of horror-based kind of thing. I was like, well, I might have the right name for us. This might be kind of cool. And
I remember that because we had gone over to Brett and I had gone over to Shane's house, and kind of showed him some of these ideas for songs. And Shane, I mean, I remember you were just like, yes, like I have this name already. And I think that concept was that day.
Yeah. And Brett already had a bunch of songs. I remember that. And we went through which ones we were going to keep. It would be funny to go back to those and see some of the songs that we never did anything with, or that you guys, never did anything with.
Oh, I have endless, just awful demos for sure.
I was going to say Brett's catalog is pretty extensive. So I'm sure that there are plenty. And the thing is, he just keeps adding to it. So it's like, like a tome now. You just drop it on like this big binder of music.
So now it's irritating when I have song ideas because I am trying not to write because I have too many and they get like so lost in like the back catalogs that you like forget to go back to them. So
Do you have it to the point, Brett, where you've written so much that you start like writing something and you're like, damn it, I already did that somewhere.
Absolutely.
Hold on. Like, wait. Right.
they were talking about like a thing song. I think I've actually written like 3 or 4 songs about that movie and like just
That's
never
so
been.
cool.
You did one with Hollywood Endings, right? I
did
feel
one
like
with- yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
Which
For
I
anybody that doesn't know
totally
Hollywood Endings,
can't even remember the name of that song. But yeah, we never even released it. I think we might have played it live, but yeah, all we have is like a bad demo of it. I think we were even playing like keyboard drums on it when we recorded it.
not good, man.
Ooh, Bill keyboard drums.
And for anybody who doesn't know what I mean by Hollywood Endings is Brett, that was my first band that I played in with Brett. Like he recruited me out of my original band, The Middle, and you know, we started playing in Hollywood Endings, which was like a transition from like pop punk to like, it was like screamo at that, you know, at that time period, that early 2000s.
When like the Used and Taking Back Sunday, actually it was like right before, like it was ahead of the game. And then all of those bands broke out, and we did the same thing in Lunar Fiction too, where it was like we had that kind of dancey rock, you know, thing going, and then all of a sudden like Panic at the Disco started happening when Panic was like a, you know, rock band, of course. But yeah, like we've always been kind of we were ahead of the curve a little bit, you know, back in the day.
And I met you guys in the Hollywood Endings Johnny Was show.
Yeah,
That's right. That is absolutely right.
Chain Reaction, correct?
our bands played with each other at Chain Reaction, which I'm sure so many people are familiar with that venue. But we played there, and then we invited you guys because we had 2 shows that night.
Right.
And the other one was over at the Irvine Spectrum
Rock Bottom.
at Rock Bottom. Yeah, because we were a resident band there, so it was cool. They gave us like full control of Thursday night to just do whatever we wanted with an open bar too, like, or open tab, I should say.
What was the password? It was like Swordfish. I remember.
Yeah, so it was like, I mean, it's a complete blur to me, but I mean, I remember that night pretty well because, you know, obviously we all had a good time, and that's where we bonded, and then, you know, everything kind of all of this came out of that, you know, so it was good. Good times.
Needless to say, we've been playing music for a really long time together. So
Yeah.
whether it's like Lunar Fiction, Hollywood Endings, Johnny Was, you know, it's just been, you know, even Jason, JR, we you know, we were in that cover band before. We, you know, remember the Alkaline Trio cover band before?
Yeah, it was super fun, and we still suck at music, you know. So.
All right, awesome guys. Well, this has been fun, and I really hope that everybody that got to tune in with us got, you know, you guys had some fun and got to hear the album, and we really hope that you like it. You know, everybody worked really hard on it, and thanks for joining us. Hope maybe we should do this again. You know,
We should do it again.
you know,
Sure.
if you guys
Yeah.
keep asking, maybe we'll go back to the old albums and listen to those and hang out and, you know,
I'll do that.
I'd be fine to do
Jay's
that.
like, yeah, I'll do that.
He's like,
I'm in. I love those albums. Bring me in. I'm in.
Cool.
We've been toying around with the idea of trying to do some sort of a live performance too. You know, it's difficult because you have to figure out how to do all of that and make it not look like crap too. So it's, you know, it's hard, but I mean, I think that's definitely going to be something in our future, is trying to get some sort of a live performance going.
We've got some ideas for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, logging off.
Thank you,
Peace out.
guys.
Have a good Friday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.